Welcome back to the show, everybody. Mr. Pop, that thing. Hold it, do it once. Do it. Bang! That's me, the one and only triple, the G-O-D. Everybody's favorite, everybody. My main man, my ace, my brother, the Green Monster, Squish Murder, and the congregation. May you all be praised for holding down my Smith. Mwah. Nobody loves you like I do. Who's responsible for bringing you the heat? Of course, it's the ladies of rage. Betsy, Janine, Magdalene, the intern, Annalise, and your girl and mine, Miss Moss, a.k.a. Miss Marceline, hold down the unos, doses, tres, and cuatros, but most importantly, you. Yes, you. You're live right here with us, right here on Team GRF TV, and I told you, man, I had a banker for y'all. I swore I told y'all, man. Capcom Arcade, whatever the hell this thing is called. Okay. I'm being stupid. Capcom Arcade Stadium, right? I'm just fucking with y'all. Look, the reason why I did that is because I'm finna literally give y'all a straight warning, right? Just so that you know, this could literally go on for a while because it pertains to one of my most important love, the video games of preservation and emulation, and I can talk about this for hours. So I'm warning you, if this is not what you're here for, and you're not ready to get down and to get down, like, comment, subscribe, Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, all my social media links are down below. I'll see you in another video because, yo, this is about to get ignorant busy. You've been warned. So, y'all good? Y'all good? I'm just giving them a second to make a choice about, because this hole's about to get deep, son. Just giving them a chance, though. Alright, well, if you are still here, yo, the Capcom Arcade Stadium got launched last night during the Game Awards, and I'm like, yo, I had a chance and literally had a chance to really look at what this collection is, and I've got a couple of questions about it. We'll address all that, but we need to get little sis in the building because we've got a double dose of trailers for y'all, because not only do we have the featurette for all of the games in the collection, but also the featured trailer that we'll go over, and then we're gonna get Big Cuz in here, and then we're gonna go to the website. We're gonna hit a couple of things up because there are things you really need to know about this collection historically because of the games that are involved, and some questions that I have that hopefully maybe that together we can discover some answers for. So, yo, little sis, I need you to come out. This darkness need to be illuminated like only you can, darling. So, if you ready to get busy, we all waiting for you, girl. Go on, come on now. Okay, so, y'all ready to watch 2 trailers? Because Uncle Triple is. I'm like, yo, deep dive. I'm still warning you, though. If you're not down with this, man, yo, I'll catch you with another video, dog. This is my passion right here, letting you know. I'm not even going to give them a chance. They'll bow out when they want to. So, with all of that being said, bang. Now activating the Capcom Arcade Stadium trailers.exe. Capcom Arcade Stadium. Okay, I'm going to pause it right here because I'm trying to figure out Well, actually, you know what? Let it run because see, it would make no sense now, and I really think that when we get Big Cuz in the building and we take you to the website, I think I can explain to you. Like, well, actually, you know what? I'll show you. This is important for literal reasons. These two video games here because of how they're positioned in this collection, but it was on my mind and I just wanted to say something. But yeah, Ghosts and Goblins in 1943. We are going to have a small talk about 1943 because I have a question about that game in particular and another game that was in this last little batch of a thing that I just learned this today. So yeah, here. Capcom Arcade Stadium. Yeah, see, 1943, the Battle of Midway will be instant thing. We'll talk about it. Okay, so now that you know what's in it, you know what is. I think it needs some explanation from me that only that I can get to. So give me a moment, because we's about to literally about to get Big Cuz in the building, man. Because I need y'all to hear about this. So let's go ahead and let's take you live. Actually, you know what? You're live now. How about that? I pressed the button trying to think I could adjust it. I made the live sale. Welcome to the website for Capcom Arcade Stadium. Let me see. I am in this corner here. This is not immediately helping, so I'll sit myself there if you guys don't mind. Oh, this, I was going to cover this in this video. No, this needs a separate video. The video is pretty much going to be why didn't y'all just HT Goku Makai Murakai, but you know, whatever. We'll talk about that in that video. But yeah, this comes out in February 2021, just so that you know and you are aware. I downloaded this song. This is a deep song. This is a song that y'all was bobbing my head to. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, but just to remind you what it is we're here for. It's a new way to enjoy Capcom's famous arcade game. 32 great titles available. We are going to talk about that because I'm hoping for some expansion because of things and stuff. We watched these two trailers. Like, yo, you saw all that in the feature trailer. You got rewind. You got speed level difficulty adjustments. Save and load from anywhere you want and do all that good stuff. It's something for your thing. This game does have online leaderboards, but not actual online play as some of the other collections that have previously come out that we're literally gonna talk about. Oh yeah, I was thinking about Varth Operation Thunderstorm. We're literally going to talk about that in 2 seconds. And why it's one of my favorite Capcom games. But yo, again, like yo, we talked about the rewind feature. we talked about adjusting the game speed because let's just be for real. At times, Mercs can be really slow, but we're literally going to talk about Senju no Okami 2 because of a reason in a minute. Yeah, save and load whenever you want. You can do all these filter things that are important to people and things like that. And we talked about high scores and stuff like that. So, let's start from the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. There's my notes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Vulgus. I'm going to be honest with you. The only reason I know what Vulgus is before I ever played it is because of a win quote from Captain Commando in Marvel vs. Capcom 1. So, yeah, go play Marvel vs. Capcom 1. Go play as Captain Commando. And again, his win quote is, did you know that Capcom's first game was called Vulgus that came out in 1984? And also, you learn about the Capsule Computers logo and a whole bunch of stuff. That's why Captain Commando, he's our man. If he can't Captain Corridor that shit, no one can, baby. We'll be talking about more about our hero Captain Commando a little bit later. Pirate ship Higemaru. In current canon in the Street Fighter universe, Ruby Heart is actually related to this video game. Don't know why they did that, but hey, it is what it is. My interaction with Pirate Ship Higemaru comes from Capcom Classic Collection Volume 1, where I enjoyed it. Really didn't understand what I was playing at first. But I really appreciated the game. Haven't played it in a very long time, but when I did play it on the CCC1, I enjoyed myself. The classic, 1942. We're going to be talking about the 19XX series in very, 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 very lengthy detail as we go through the list of these 30 games. So stay tuned for that. Before there was an ARM, there was Commando. See, let me put it into you in this way. There's this, there's Mercs, which we're going to talk about later, and there's Wolf of the Battle through 3, aka the link to the true thing you wanted was Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix the demo. But we're literally going to be talking about this series later because yes, it's also related to the rest of the Senju no Okami series and also, Bionic Commando, the ARM thing. But yeah, Commando, dope game. I'm glad that with the speed up feature in this game is very, very slow. So it's a thing, but I'm glad that they have the option in which to do that. Oh look, it's Nightmare Fuel, the video game. Well, it's not this game exactly that what it was, what the game that it ultimately birthed as the series that exists, because is Ghouls and Ghosts in this collection too? We'll find out, because it would kind of sucks if it didn't, but we'll take a look at that. I'm like, the NES is a throwback classic. I'm like, Capcom Classic Collection 2 murdered it. Let's just put it that way. Especially with the cheats you can unlock. And that's just what I remember. But we are literally going to be talking about this game a lot later because we literally got to talk about the remake in a minute. So, you know what I'm saying? Stay tuned for all of that. Section Z. Shoot to the left of you, shoot to the right of you. It's Section Z. This is the precursor to a game we're going to talk about a couple of games from now. I remember playing Section G more on the NES than I did in the arcade, but for what I remember, I had a good time with it, and that's all I can really say about that. What is Tatsukai no Bankai? Oh, wait, I know what this is. This is Trojan. This is one of a couple of games in this collection that is now being called by its Japanese name for some reason I don't get. Is Capcom scared of condoms? Do they not want to slap the condom on? As a Street Fighter 3 reference. You're going to raw dog this video game because literally this game is all about getting raw dogged. No homo, because this game is extremely hard. But as for what the game is, it's pretty fun. I played this a lot actually in one of the collections we're going to talk about and why you should probably never buy it unless it's on sale for $1. But yeah, I really enjoyed me some Trojan. Understanding it as more of a precursor to Final Fight and shit. If you really understand it from that perspective, the game works a little bit better in your head, understanding and know that this is a precursor to like real level beat 'em up, because this game came out in '86, so this is right in the midst of we got Renegade in the building. Double Dragon is about to change the motherfucking game in a minute. So understanding like this is what this game is, it's like it's really fun. Again, like I said, if you understand it for the precursor that it is. But other than that, again, still questioning why they decided not to call this Trojan Man, but whatever. Michelle Hart, the underutilized character who was only assist in Marvel vs. Capcom 1. Legendary Wings on the NES, played that a whole bunch. This is what you want to get to. Like, the thing is, Legendary Wings in both its arcade and its NES counterparts, like it's like because of what the thing was at the time, was the NES game was supposed to be an extension of the arcade game and not necessarily a port of it. And the NES version does a wonderful well job. But shout out to Michelle Hart and that boy Michael, you know what I'm saying, who sat up here and saved their future past world from a god who wanted to kill it. So, you know, play some Legendary Wings when this comes out. There are plenty of ways to get in that. And again, we're going to be talking about some more recent compilations where this game is featured. See, you may know this game as the Hitler game, and that's fine. There are a lot of people who don't know that this version of Bionic Commando exists. There are a lot of people that don't know of its roots into the Senju no Akami series either, but it's the arcade version of Bionic Commando. This is not the NES version. It's actually in storyline, this is a prequel to the NES game, because, you know, at the end, you know, you escape, but technically you don't leave where you're going, and then, you know, Hitler gets his head exploded, so there's that. For what Bionic Commando is, it's pretty fun as what it is, but if you're coming into this looking for NES gameplay or Bionic Commando Rearmed, you are not going to find it here, but you are going to find a great action game that is the precursor to wonderful games that come forward from that. 1943, the Battle of Midway. Here's my question. We're literally going to talk about a collection that features this game, and it's exclusive remix version, 1943 Kai, which I'm wondering, is that going to be something extra special that just comes with 1943, or we just going to pretend 1943 Kai doesn't exist? I don't know, but as part of the 19XX series, I'm like, yo, this game hella dope. Like, a real push on the formula, really push forward from 1942, but it's only going to get deeper from here. Selphie, my love. Forgotten Worlds. Nigga, it's 2P. Yeah, it is what it is. Forgotten Worlds. Like the Roblox classic. Whether you play the arcade version, the version on the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, or even on the TurboGrafx 16. Forgotten World is a classic. The only thing is that emulation, even now, really doesn't 101% truly give you what this was because of the way that it controlled. They kind of had like a heavy bird control where you can move your character like this, but then you can turn it like that. But I guess you could do that in a way of, because the way it is that you would do like a twin stick shooter. And I think Capcom Classic Collection did it that way, where it treated like a twin stick shooter, like you move with the left analog stick and the right analog stick shoots around you, because you can shoot between left and right, up and down, and things of that nature. Forgotten World is a classic, and I'm really glad that this game really has gotten to live through Street Fighter and Namco Cross Capcom, because again, my girl Sophie, shout out to her, like sitting up her putting in the work. If you don't even play Namco Cross Capcom, watching Sophie's attacks in Namco Cross Capcom is something you should just watch in a YouTube video just to say you seen that shit. So it is what it is with that. And of course this was in the collection. Of course it was. I'm like, you know this game for what it is, but, you know, you may know this game better for the game that was technically broken, that literally got fixed years ago in a ROM patch, because, you know, this the first game we're ever creating, second game we're ever creating for the Super Nintendo. Lol, okay, but as a sequel to Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, this is Ghosts and Goblins, this is Ghouls and Ghosts. That's just how it is. It's like, as a game that has continued focused on the challenge, Ghouls and Ghosts brings that heat all day long. Yeah, fine. Get this off of my day. I literally been talking about this for like 15 minutes and didn't even notice that. But anyway, Ghouls and Ghosts a must. I'm like, you gonna get a lot of bang in your buck. And again, we are going to talk about Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection in a separate video because I don't think I have time to really fit it in here because again, I told y'all a spoiler alert about 10 minutes ago what that video is gonna be, but it just needs to be talked about. It needs to be said. I think Super Ghouls and Ghosts is on the Super Nintendo library on the Switch. I think so. If you want to play the extended Super Remix version, you got that and the Game Boy Advance version, which is even better. I would love for them to take that game. It's a lot of games like that and Super Mario Brothers DX and things like that that I wish that they would pull out and like fully give the full treatment because the Game Boy Advance is a lot of those Super Nintendo remix games. And Super Ghouls and Ghosts on the GBA is one of those, and it's a wonderful thing. A must pick up if you should. Here's the real question, completely unrelated. Like, when is the Arcade Archives collection gonna get Canon Dancer? Like, let's ask the real questions. Here's the real answer for your ass though. Go play the Strider that came out a couple of years ago. That game is the fucking jet. Rap. This is what it is. But you may be asking, where's Strider 2? Strider 2 was made on an arcade board that emulated the PS1, so you're not going to see it here. And there are a couple of games in the collection you might be sitting up here asking where it is. That's probably the answer, because here's the spoiler alert. These are before CPS 1 and CPS 2 games, which also begs the question of where some other games are and why they weren't included in other collections. But we're not going to do that. But you know what? I'm not going to cough over it. Why wasn't the Power Battle and the Power Fighters not included in Mega Man Legacy Collection 2? I have no fucking idea. Makes no sense to me, but Strider, a classic. Strider 2, if you can get it on PSN, which you still can, must play. Like, I still believe that the PS1 version of this, of the full port of Strider to the PS1 is the best way to play the game as of now. I don't know what Rewind does for your nutsack or anything. I don't know. But if you gon' play a version of Strider, I definitely suggest the port to the PS1. One of the best ways to really enjoy that game. And again, go pick up the Strider that came out a couple of years ago. I know that you can get it still. It's still available for you. A must play after you get through this and play some Strider 2 for your ass. I am literally surprised Dynasty Wars is in this collection because it wasn't in the Capcom Beat 'em Up collection, which I thought was weird because Warriors of Fate, this game's sequel is, but literally if you look at this screen, it says Suecia on it. I don't need to say anything more than that because yes, the original, this game was based off of manga, so it's kind of weird, but even though we got games based off of mangas, I'm going to hold that thought till we get to that game a couple of games from now, but just remind me to make that point because I just may forget. As a prequel to Warriors of Fate, it holds up pretty well, but you'd probably rather play Warriors of Fate anyway because it's a better video game. Do we really need to say anything about the beat 'em up that changed the fucking genre forever? No. This is just you playing Final Fight. I'm like, still, I'm like, there are many ways to play it at this juncture. I still believe that if you got a 360, you should at least experience double impact resist this game at least one time. If you never play it again, just play it that one time and appreciate on the 360 because you technically can't play it on the PS3 because of dumbass fucking bullshit, but we're not going to get into that right now. 1941 Counterattack. Oh my god. This is when the 19XX series start going extra stupid. Now, when I think about really for real 1941, because of the way that I experienced the series the way that I didn't experience 1943 Kai until a lot later. So understanding and knowing like how much of an impact 1943 and 1943 Kai had on the way that 1941 steps up and presents itself is just like, this fuck. But yo, as an extension and the continuation of this game hit all fucking cylinders. So if you like you a good shmup and you want to land somewhere like in the middle of understanding like where this series is about to go, 1941 Counterattack is perfect for that. Senjo no Okami 2. This game is called Mercs. Why are we not calling it that, Capcom? I'm like, again, I'm like, it would probably take too much work for somebody to hack in Wolf of the Battlefield 2 in this motherfucker. I get that. But this is just laziness. Well, okay, I'm sorry. It's not laziness. It's not quite bullshit that I'm looking at, but you should play the Sega Genesis version. Because not only does the Sega Genesis version featured a weird kind of truncated version of this, but it also has its own little special thing, which is like an expansion of what this game does. It's a must play on the Sega Genesis. A definite must play in the arcade. 3-player fun, all that type of good shit that you come to know and love from, like, cause again, let me put it this way, cause I want to make sure that I land this sentence. There's Commando. Then there's this. Once you play this, you may never want to go back to Commando again, even with the speed up options in this collection. This is a must. Like, this is a must play with people you love. Like, cause this game is nuts. Explosions everywhere. Things dying every second. This game is more of a shooter than it is the action game that it presents itself to be. And it's a wonderful thing because it puts it in a way that you can digest it. But again, I will say this because I'm going to literally put my hand up and just say, play the Sega Genesis version after you get done playing this, because what you experience in that Sega Genesis version is just another one of those things, like we talked about Legendary Wings earlier, of how what games were as they are counterparts unless they are ports to the games that they are referenced to and come from. So it is what it is with that. Oh, look, it's Cheeky Boys. And it's not called that, it's called Mega Twins for some reason. Actually, you know what? I'm finna back out for a second because I don't wanna do that stupid thing again. I know where we are. I know where we are. That is not in here. That's fucking strange. That you got this collection of these 32 games and that's not in here. The game I'm referring to is 3 Wonders, by the way. If you're looking at me like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? Yeah, 3 Wonders is not in this game. I'm wondering why. Don't know. This is another game that decent port to the Sega Genesis, but the arcade game is where it's at. So I really don't have a lot to really say because I don't have a lot of experience with this version of the game. I played a lot of Cheeky Boys on the Sega Genesis, and that's just kind of where it is. And I can't really, really compare one to the other like that because I haven't played enough of this. But this look dope enough for what I'm saying because I played this on Capcom Classic Collection for one. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember having fun with it, but again, like, my stuff is just entrenched to that Sega Genesis version for the differences that I know that it does. So it's another one of those episodes of the arcade game is what it is, and the console version being a port of and an extension of what it is the arcade version did and tried to do. Hey, remember that thing I was supposed to remember? We're at the thing. See, we looked at Dynasty Wars a couple minutes ago, right? And I sat up here and said, like, shoot, waste his name all over this bitch. Where the fuck is UN Squadron? Because UN Squadron, if you didn't know, is actually based off of manga, which I think it's called US 88, if I'm not mistaken. And you know what? Well, we're looking this up. I don't care. Look, I was looking at Vorp Operation Thunderstorm earlier, and yeah. So let's look up UN Squadron real quick, because I want to make sure. I can't spell, you know what I'm saying? I can't spell. Spelling's one of my weaknesses. Thank you. Area 88. Thank you very much, video game. Thank you very much, Indie Game website. We're going back over here. Yeah, because we're literally going to talk about that in a minute, because the fuck, though. Carrier Air Wing as a sequel to Area 88. Wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might have played the original, like, yo, Carrier Air Wing takes what Area 88 and just ups it. Just ups it in a way, but it's a shame. It's a shame that UN Squadron isn't in this collection, because you would think having UN Squadron and Carrier Air Wing sitting side by side in this collection would be perfect thereof. Like, if you're going to sit up here and let's just be lazy and just name things Senjo no Okami 2, you could have just put the American version of the game without the references to that anime that you're trying to reference, because whatever. It's weird. This collection is weird. We're going to get into more weird later. Play Carrier Air Wing, damn it. Anyway. This is a thing. Literally. One of these days, because when I made that video about the 30th anniversary collection, somebody commented and showed me some love I'm literally going to follow that up once I get money to buy International Edition to make those true comparisons no one else did because no one fucking gives a shit. I'm wondering why this is here. Literally, this isn't a Capcom beat 'em up bundle. Why is this here though? I don't get it. Like, I understand it. I don't get it, but I understand, but I still don't get it. Yeah, this is probably the best way to really experience what this game can do outside of the little boots and bobs that the PS1 version has, outside of not having 4-player support, but we're really not going to get into that right now. This is probably going to be the best way, given all the extra stuff that this does, that the version of the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle just does not. Voth Operation Thunderstorm. Capcom Classic Collection 2, Triple wants to thank you, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have never discovered one of the best video game soundtracks in fucking history in Voth Operation Thunderstorm. This whole soundtrack is a dance party. It's a dance party and a shoot 'em up. And I'm just like, I appreciate the game for what it is, but I'm like, yo, I like literally got the whole soundtrack on my phone. Like, soundtrack just that damn good. Voth Operation Thunderstorm, it is a wonderful game, and understanding its history and its link to a game that the first game we talked about is August, you know what I'm saying? Do some math in that, but soundtrack off the hit. That's all I really have to say, you know what I'm saying? You should go play this video game when you have the opportunity. Yeah, this is in the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle too. Yes, this is a sequel to Dynasty Warriors. So why is this in here? I don't know. Makes no sense to me. I don't know. More of, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, the answer was yes. Pretend Championship Edition doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? We know it exists, but pretend it don't exist for the sake of this collection because of, you know, playable bosses being super freaking broken. But, you know, it is what it is with that. You want to know something? I never knew until this morning that this was the subtitle for this video game. Because, see, for 26 years, this game didn't have a fucking subtitle for the US or any other version. Yes, Super Street Fighter 2X Grandmaster Challenge. What is the Ultimate Championship? Like, who the fuck named it this shit? It was not named this. Why are you doing this? I don't know. Whatever's here's gotta be better than what was in the 30th anniversary collection, because one of the things that they didn't mention that I'm gonna let you know is that these games have ROM selects in them. So at least you can play the Japanese version, because that's the only version that actually matters. I remember when the Capcom Beat 'em Up collection came out, and you know, this was some special duck along with Battle Circuit that's also in this collection. Now it's just Power Gear, and we just put it in anything now. Okay, I'm being facetious. I'm not trying to be like that. I'm just saying, like, hold up. They're referring to it as Power Gear. What is going on here? Like, have they not sat up here and finalized what these games are? Cause that's weird though. Like, again, cause look, we'll take a look at the Capcom Beat 'em Up collection real quick. Yeah, that's weird as shit. Like, they're referring to it as Power Gear and not as Armored Warriors. So is this like they translating it? Because one of the other things I noticed in the trailer, you put 100 yen coins in a little machine. So I'm wondering, are they just referring to these things as their Japanese counterparts for now because we're transferring a website and we didn't do things? This is something we literally gonna have to come back and cover, because literally I did not think about that until like right now. That is strange as fuck. Yes, I did just hum the Curse to List thing. That's how good Cyberbots is. Play the Saturn version. Yeah, play the Saturn version, because yes, the PlayStation version is Garbage if you have a choice. Because, see, there's either games that are equal depending on whether or not you have a 4-bit cartridge, or there's game that's missing frames no matter what the hell you do. So, yeah, you can play the PlayStation version. You could, because they serve the same purpose, but the Saturn version is just that more silky smooth. And the game of, if you got a choice, what is it that you're going to do? But I'm glad Cyberbots is finally in something. I'm like, Tech Romance and win, probably never, but it's good to see that you'll be able to get your Gin and Blodia action live and in living color. So, yay for Cyberbots. I'm glad this is finally in a collection. I still have some questions as things that are missing, and we're literally going to get to that in a minute. Okay. 19XX. When Capcom was like, yo, we need to go back to the roots. This ain't about World War nothing now. Just shoot things. That's what 19XX is. That's why it has no 1940 designation, because this takes place in a near future time. If I'm not mistaken, the Japanese version takes place in 1997, I want to say. So it would have made it like present nonsense, I guess. Not the word nonsense, that's my brain being my brain, but 19XX, like in the next step of evolution of where we're going, this game gets the job done, but we're going to scroll down a little bit further where it's done greater by better people. You'll see what I mean. Battle Circuit. I don't need to say nothing else. If you want to hear me gush about Battle Circuit, I will link in the video, and I will remember to, when I did my reaction to the Capcom beat 'em up, when I did my character the Capcom beat 'em up collection. When I did that, I sat up here and talked 10 minutes about Battle Circuit. This is probably one of my favorite beat 'em up, one of the best video games of all time, because this game is just that motherfucking good. It's what it is. Huh? Wait, what's going on here? Okay, we talking about Giga Wing, but we got the Pro Gear logo here. Somebody need to fix that. But anyway, shout out to Takumi, because, yo, Giga Wing, though. This Giga Wing 2, and to a lesser extent, Giga Wing Generations. I'm like, a trilogy of games that does well. Understanding, like, what Giga Wing is and is about. Because it's one of those weird ducks of a game that's a Tate shooter, but it used the whole screen. So Giga Wing is that. I'm like, I really enjoy playing it on the Dreamcast a lot. So you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're really trying to get it in, like, I really think this collection is gonna really do it for a lot of people. So it is what it is. So again, get you some Giga Wing in your system, real rap. Here is where Uncle Triple has the question of the day. 1944, The Loop Master. You might be asking, no, give a trip, is this a video game? Well, this is true, yes. Given that I know what this whole collection is, where's Great Maho Daisuke? Made by the same people you know who make them crack cocaine, them people at 80, Rising, call them whatever the hell you want to. But it's weird that 1944 The Loop Master's here. We're literally finna fucking take a look at Pro Gear no Arashi. There's no Daima Who here. I don't fucking get it. I don't understand, like, is this the sign that K finna do some work with the rest of the Maho Daisuke series? I don't know, like, but that's fucked up. Unless they really finna do some expansion and add new games and things like that. 1944 The Loop Master. I'm like, between this 1943 Kai and 1941, like, those are my games in the 19 series. So you know what I'm saying? Like, this game do the work, but understanding and knowing that this game was brought to you by them boys over at Rising makes it even more sweeter. The thing I've been waiting for my whole career, fucking Pro Gear no Arashi from them boys at Presented by Cave. I'm like, oh my god, I've been waiting for years for this. The thing is that this, if I'm not mistaken, was on that Capcom Home Arcade thing, which we're literally going to take a look at in a minute, as we compare and contrast, like, what's on what, when, where, and how, and why. Pro Gear's that shit. Like, Pro Gear takes a minute to really, like, understand its intricacies and why it does what it does, but once you get into a groove, Pro Gear speaks to you in a way that not a lot of other shooters really get the opportunity to. So, when this come out, this is a must that you must get your hands on. I played a lot of this. I played a lot of this in my local arcade. before I start working at that same arcade. But excuse me. But knowing that what this game does is really fun. Like, I really wish they would port the Dreamcast version of Gunbird 2 to something. Like, Playable Morgan's fun, but it's a shame that she gets left out because no one wants to negotiate with Capcom. And those are all 32 of your games for this collection. So let's see. The base game of Capcom Arcade Stadium includes 1943 The Battle of Midway. The other titles in the lineup can be purchased in one of these different packs that includes 10 unique titles, a bundle that includes all 30 of those titles, or by purchasing Ghosts and Goblins as standalone content. Each of the pack's titles can be played on the base game of Capcom Arcade Stadium. We'll let you know. So, they're selling Ghosts and Goblins separately because of Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. So I wonder is it gonna be a thing like if you buy Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection or something, you get Ghosts and Goblins for free or something? Like that would be kind of dope. Like to incentivize people to play your remake of your original game and then add that as DLC content. That'll be kind of dope. So here's what we're looking at right now, and because we're literally finna get into the magical comparison of things that came out forever ago. Is your throwback pack of Vulgus, Pocket Ship Higemaru, 1942 Commando, Section Z, Trojan Man, Legendary Wings, Bionic Commando, Forgotten World, and Ghouls and Ghosts. And then we got the stuff. We got Strider, Dynasty Wars, Final Fight, 1941 Counterattack, Mercs, Mega Twins, Carrier Airwing, Street Fighter 2, Captain Commando, and damn, that fucking soundtrack is so good in Operating Thunderstorm. And then we got Warriors of Fate, Hyper Fight, and Super Turbo. We got Armored Warriors. We got Cyberbots, 19XX, Battle Circuit, Giga Wing, 1944, the Loop Master, and Pro Gear, and the Ghost and Goblins thing in which you can buy. So, given all this, it's also download only, not coming to a thing. We really need to make a for real compare contrasting to things that have come out. Let's go to the Capcom database and go to the Capcom Arcade Cap. I would like to say this. The way that this was released was a fucking shit show. It was. Because of how you have to purchase every game in this collection. On the other side of this though, the only reason I bought this collection is because the gods did the emulation for it. The gods being them too. If you're familiar, you made it this far in the video where you didn't know who the gods were of this emulation shit. Now, I want to talk to y'all about something. Here we are, live, right here, on the Xbox store, where you can buy the Capcom Arcade Cabinet all in one pack for $25. But I want you to read this dumbass shit. You can get all of the 17 available games, but here's the problem. In order to even use this fucking content, you have to buy this. It is the dumbest shit in fucking history. Believe you me. And again, like for real, because look at this dumbass shit. You literally have to buy a shell to then buy more stuff, instead of the thing being the thing with more stuff, including the shell. So literally, like, I think the last time this went on sale, I was able to pick up Capcom Arcade Cabinet and all its games for like $5, because Capcom Arcade Cabinet, I think, was $1, and I think the all-in-one pack was like $5 or something. It's the only way you should ever purchase this. Even given the collection we just finished talking about puts a lot of these things to shame, because again, let's look what's in it though. 1943 Kai. The game that I have a question of whether or not it's going to actually be a part of the Capcom Arcade Stadium. 1942, the original 1943. Avengers. We got Black Tiger. We got Commando, X-Dice, Ghosts and Goblins, Gunsmoke, Legendary Wings, Pirate Ship Higemaru, Section Z, Sidearm, Sansan, the Speed Rumbler, Trojan, which is now called Japanese video game, and Vulgus, which is a bonus game that you got by buying every other game in the collection. Capcom, that was stupid. We know it was, but this art is fucking sick though. Like, this art is fucking sick. No denying, like, look at this. This is, I'm like, because see, here's the thing. This was actually the select for the game. That for every game you bought, it filled in a piece of this art. And when you bought all the games, this art completely filled the screen. And I'm like, and I just thought it was a dope way to really present it, but still. the thing that you have to buy a shell to then buy a thing to fill your shell with. I get it, but it was dumb because it was confusing to people. Like, I remember the complaints on Capcom Unity when it came out about how vaguely that this was explained of how you get the video games, because the games came out in packs or separately and no one can make up their damn mind, and you could buy them separately or you could buy them in a pack. It was weird. The answer is wait for the next time this go on sale, because it is backwards compatible on the Xbox One, and pick this up for like $5 just to have it in your collection, because this is M2 on the case and they do what they do better than anybody in the business. Now, remember, Capcom Europe tried to sell you an arcade stick that had this game in it. Why? I don't know. Because see, here was the answer. Yes, you could have had this in your arcade stick. Yes, but why didn't you release this separately for $10? People would have bought it. If you would have done the work for $15, give it to Code Mixes, let them put some rollback in there for the internet to have 3-player online, you would have made a motherfucking killing. Why you didn't do this, I don't know. But let's take a look at what's in this collection. 1944, the Loot Master. We got Armored Warriors, Capcom Sports Club, which I am wondering isn't in this collection either. But here's my honest truth. And even given that this is a game that calls itself Capcom Arcade Stadium, the collection that I would have wanted, just like on some separate shit, Capcom Sports Club, all of the Muscle Bomber games, and have like, and then a Capcom and Capcom Baseball, and like all your little sports game in a little thing, and charge like $10-15 for it. Like, why they didn't do this shit, I don't know. I don't get it. It makes no sense. But this also has Captain Commando, Cyberbots. This game doesn't have Darkstalkers in it. I'm kind of wondering why. Echo Fighters, you know what I'm saying? I kind of understand why that wasn't in this collection, but I had a fun time playing it on Capcom Classic Collection. Final Fight, Ghouls and Ghosts, Giga Wing. This is the first time Giga Wing was ever in something. We got Mega Man The Power Battle. Why this wasn't in that collection, or a Mega Man Legacy Collection 2, I don't know. Progress no Arashi, Hyper Fighting, Strider, and Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. I'm like, I get it, but I don't get it. It is what it is with that. And then we got the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle, the Capcom Beat 'em Up collection, the Capcom Build Action collection, call it what you want to. A Final Fight, Captain Commando, the King of Dragons, which is included, Knights of the Round that is in, Warriors of Fate, Armored Warrior, and Battle Circuit. So they've literally sat up here and gutted all these collections and was like, yo, we'll take this, and we'll take this, and we'll take this. But then you half-ass it. Because if you have a shmup lineup, but Daima, who we just forgot it fucking existed, why? Why though? Why? It's like we gonna put multiple Street Fighters, but you know, Champion Edition, and no one wants to play that shit. But again, I understand why you wouldn't include Super Street Fighter 2, because no one wants to play that. Because if you really want to play the real game with the bonus stages in it, you go play Grandmaster Challenge on the Dreamcast. So you know, that's just kind of what you do. So understanding and really knowing like what this collection is, I'm literally going to wait on the sale, because there's literally nothing in Capcom Arcade Stadium that I need to play day one. It's different. When the Beat 'em Up bundle came out, I wanted to show Capcom I appreciate Armored Warriors and Battle Circuit being released on something for the first time ever. I appreciate that. I still want a Capcom Hold Arcade. I think you can hack those now to put all kinds of shit on it now. You know what? Bring it back to me real quick. Because how the hell do you buy one of these things? I'm finna literally see how the hell you buy one of these things. Because can you still buy one of these things at this juncture? I don't know. Yeah, bring it back. Bring it back, because we're here now. Oh no, that's the wrong one. You're saying that's the wrong thing. Correct thing. Here we go. How do you buy this damn thing? Select country. No. So I'm guessing you have to go to eBay, I guess, or you can order this off Amazon UK. Yeah. I don't even know how much this thing was. But I'm not paying £250 for the motherfucker. That's for goddamn sure. Fuck out of my face. How much was this thing? Like, I probably could find this on eBay and probably from some American seller and probably pay a little bit more but not get my ass raped on shipping probably. But it's kind of weird that this wasn't anywhere else. Like, let me see. So yeah, I'm like, given that this came out last year, things of that nature, it's like I questioned this. Like, cause again, I did a video about this too. I'm gonna leak all this shit in the description. I swear I am. Because I'm like, I really think the street should really hear my thoughts on like why these things are what they are and why don't Capcom make better decisions when it comes to putting these collections together. Because again, I'm gonna highlight this video game right here for your ass. Like, click the button, see what it do. Why wasn't the Power Battle and the Power Fighters included in Mega Man Legacy Collection 2? It makes no fucking sense. Unless they finna come back around, do all the Game Boy games, Mega Man and Base, and then put those games in there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. Why is it this way? I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, my brain's on something. My brain wants to complain about something. I'm gonna put my headphones on because this is my brain complaining about something. Dear Capcom, I've not forgot what the fuck you did when it came to Vampire Resurrection. Fuck you niggas. Damn, brain. I ain't know your beef was that hard. Yes, Terrence, my beef is that hard. Yes, they sat up here and fucked one of my favorite franchises. Hopefully, Darkstalkers will rise again on PS5. That's good. Speaking of, if they want to get licenses for stuff, where's Cadillacs and Dinosaurs at? Can't tell me that, can you? No. So, I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's like, again, like, this game has some stuff in it, like, again, Capcom Sports Club. Like, I would love nothing more, and I mean this, nothing more than, again, like to get Capcom Sports Club, the Muscle Bomber series, Capcom Baseball. Capcom had a couple actual American football games. So, and then they had the tennis remix on the Dreamcast. So they really have like stuff they could really dig into if they really wanted to get into like sportsy things and things of that nature or whatever. So I don't know. You know what? I just had an idea in my head. We'll have to do that. So go ahead and bring it back to me. I'm gonna go ahead and get y'all out of here. I have talked about this overly enough, and you know.